Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to go over a quick process of how to do your renunciation of your Indian citizenship or surrender of your Indian citizenship in case you get a foreign passport. None of the Indians want to ever do that. The only reason we have to do is we don't have the option of getting a dual citizenship or keeping our Indian citizenship along with the other country's citizenship. So this is actually a process like that we have to do, which is okay because in my next video I will talk about another process that will kind of give you the benefits of at least traveling to India without a passport, even though you acquire a foreign nationality. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. If you guys like all my previous videos, go check them out if you haven't, and do hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. So thank you so much for supporting me. This channel has grown a lot, and I will quickly jump on and show you the process of how to renounce your Indian citizenship. All right, so I actually will jump on to this process. So you basically go to the VFS website, to the right page that says renunciation. You can get to it from the VFS page or from Google, of course. So this is kind of the home page that they have. I'm trying to go like make this very quick. I won't spend too much time as I want to make the most concise video with the most information. Under the Citizenship Act of 1955, people of Indian origin are not allowed to carry dual citizenship. So if you actually, when you acquire, in my case, the United States citizenship, I had to do this within 90 days. So it's better to do it on time, especially when you have your previous Indian passport valid prior to expiration. And once you have your foreign passport, whether it's Canadian, British, or American, or whatever other country you live in, process is pretty similar. So this will help you out throughout that. So you kind of get this surrender certificate or renunciation certificate. And then what they do is once the process has been done, you get a surrender certificate and also a stamp on your Indian passport with two punches on it, saying that it's no longer valid to travel, and it must say cancelled due to acquiring foreign nationality on it. Otherwise, when you travel to India and if somebody asks you why this was cancelled, that should be the reason, and it's good to carry your surrender certificate. So this is how that's the rules behind it. Renunciation fees, pretty standard. They do have a $175 fee if you are naturalized after June 1st. So it's $175, and then the $15.90 is the processing fee, etc. And then an additional $3 for the ICWF fund. And if you pay online, I think you pay a little bit more, 3.5% for convenience charge, which is totally fine. The documents required, right? I will go over the checklist soon. The document is here. If you naturalize on or after June 1st, 2010, which I think most of us in the recent history would pick this checklist and pick the one with passport. So it's good if you do your renunciation when your passport is valid and you have not lost it. If you have lost it or other circumstances arise, you need to select the checklist that's on the right side here. And if there are different process, a little slightly different process, if you are doing it for a minor, and you just have to give an affidavit of support, etc., from the parents. So that is a summary. Photo specifications are the same, so you can actually take the same 2x2 photograph that you did for your US passport if you had applied for that. And processing times are pretty straightforward. It just takes like roughly 10 to 15 days, or like 6 to 7 working days. So within 2 weeks, mine was quick as well. So that's how it's done. And once you like figured out why you need to do it, what are the documents required, which I'll go through, you pretty much need to go to this spot and check what is your jurisdiction, which is super important. So we fall under the Washington jurisdiction. We are one of the states here, just for reference. And then you go to the government website. So you click here, you land on this Passport Seva website. I click United States of America is where we reside. I already have an account, so I will log in. With CAPTCHA. So once you come to the home page, I will show you that the process is here. Apply to surrender of your Indian passport or your / renunciation. It's interchangeable. These terms are used. So you click on this form. You come to this page. You start quick. It's a 7-step process, not as extensive as application of passport or even the OCI process, which I'll talk in my next video. It should be fairly straightforward and quick. I will just go over that. So you enter your passport number, date of issue. Mine was actually last year. I just had recently done my Indian passport. Date of expiry should be roughly 10 years from your date of issue. Place of issue, mine was Washington, D.C. Applicant's nationality, so this is it's already pre-checked for you. You are surrendering, the reason being acquiring foreign nationality. So you should select your new nationality here based on whatever you qualify for. And then you write, this is tricky, pay attention, don't write your passport date of issue. You actually need to write when you got naturalized. So this should be the right date, right? So don't make that mistake. I'm just putting a hypothetical date, but yes, the acquisition date is the date on your naturalization certificate. And then you can, this is not a required field, but yes, if you applied for US passport and you have it in your hand or any foreign passport, write that number in. I'm just putting a fictitious name, date of birth, place of birth is your birthplace out of India. So this situation will arise if your child is born in America or in any other place outside of India and you're applying for renunciation, if at all that's needed. So my birthplace is not outside of India, so I hit N, no, and then I add my state and district. So this is again not the right, I'm just going to put some random location. Marital status, you can put based on what you currently have, graduate and above, and you can always write none here if you don't have any distinguishing mark. Okay. Then you just give your father's and mother's details. You can write NA if you think it's you can actually leave it blank since it says it's not a starred mark. Spouse's given name, and spouse's nationality based on whatever is applicable. Then you give your street. So if is your present address outside of India, you can say yes. If you live abroad, and you give your address. enter your details. Emergency contact, you can always write your spouses and give the right information, none. So this is kind of your summary details. So why they ask you is this is what will be printed on your surrender certificate. So make sure your information is exactly correct. These are all fictitious or names and details, obviously. So make sure your name is correct, your last name is correct, your passport number, the Indian passport number that's going to be renounced, correct, and the correct surrender reason. So you go to next, you get a summary page. Again, don't hit submit before you verify, because once you do that, then you cannot redo it. So you go through all your details, make sure everything is correct and as per what you need. And then you hit I agree, put in your place where you live. You can put in your street address or like street name, and you can actually put your city and state if you're in America, or city or province if you're in Canada, and then you hit submit. So once you hit submit, you get a number assigned by your Passport Seva website. And once you go to homepage, you will see that there is a form, there's a government number that's there, and you make sure you keep that in handy. And you will also, I think, get an email as soon as you finish this government online application form. So once you have done that, is the second step, right? You have to gather your documents. So this is the checklist that I used. This is very straightforward. They've made it very streamlined. The process is very simple. I'll jump straight into it. These are standard rules. Please make sure you read them. Make sure you do not staple your documents. Government application form that we just filled. So you will get a PDF copy access. You kind of fill it out and print it. In case of minor, you need both parents' signature, and make sure don't forget to sign and date your form. So that is a must. Sometimes people, even though it's the most simplest things, you can forget them. So pay attention. Then the 2x2 photograph. You need 2 of them, not older than 6 months. Standard procedure. You can click on this link for details, which I think I already covered. There is another thing that you need to do. You need to give them 2 duly filled and signed renunciation forms. So this is actually important. You go here to this PDF link. Very straightforward. Put your government reference number that you just received once you submitted the online form. Please put it here. Fill in like your name, at full age and capacity, was born at XYZ location in India, and your birth date on. You can select, I think it's married, yes. I have acquired US nationality on. Again, put your date of naturalization and not the date on your passport. And then consequently have obtained foreign passport, and then the number here. And here is what the date comes for the passport. And then I hereby renounce my citizenship of India and surrender my Indian passport. Put the right number here and the date of issue for that, place of issue for that, and your father's information and your date of birth. Once you're done with that, if you're filing this for, I think this is applicable for minors. If you're filing it for your son, etc., or daughter, you need to give their information here. For me, this didn't apply, so this was all blank. And then I again say my name, solemnly swear that these are all accurate statements that I'm giving. On this date, you just put a date here and the day of that month. And I think once again, you fill your full name, mobile number, phone number if you have any different than your mobile number, email address, and your street address in the United States. Then you date the form and then you sign it right here. So this is important. Make 2 copies of this with your application. So that's number 3. Proof of address copy, very straightforward. Driver's license, copy of driver's license, front and back, it can be on one page or two pages, or any utility bill copy where you can say that this is your street address that you need in your surrender certificate and your forms. So any one thing is more than enough. Copy is more than enough. And in case you're putting driver's license, don't cut it to small size. Just send them a copy on a white piece of paper. And again, like as I iterated in my last video, all copies should be single-sided, whether it's your form or any documents. Just don't print on double sides. Just avoids you from getting having to apply again. So keep it simple. Photocopy of your US passport from your information page and the last two pages. That should be more than enough. And you need an affidavit of your naturalization if you if your passport expired, Indian passport expired. So if your Indian passport is still valid, you can skip this step. Again, if you had a reason that you had to change your name, or if you acquired citizenship and you changed your name here, make sure you have an affidavit to support that as well. So you basically tell them this is the same person that is applying for renunciation. And then lastly, you have to obviously send your original Indian passport. Don't forget that. So you have to send with all the documents. Indian passport should be there, which is going to be renounced, which they will punch it and put a stamp on it saying that canceled due to acquiring foreign nationality. And then lastly, your naturalization certificate. So for whatever country that you're applying, if you're getting a Canadian nationality or British or American, make sure you submit that document. A copy should be fine again on one side, clearly giving the date of renunciation. The former citizenship should be mentioned that you're from India. This is important. So I think that is mentioned in your certificate. So make sure you give them a clear copy of all that. And these few things are applicable only if you're applying for minors. So you can click on these links to read about them. And then you complete the process with printing this checklist and putting it on top, and then signing the checklist as well. So it's very, very fairly straightforward versus the other processes that I've talked to. And then this is again, I think I already talked about it. Don't print on double side. Don't write things after you printed out your form apart from signature and dating that. Make sure you don't make small mistakes like that. And I think the process, VFS and the government of India have made it fairly straightforward. That's really worth appreciating. So, and make sure even in this checklist, you put your application, your name, your Indian passport number, your email ID, and your mobile number. So once you do this, you go to your VFS website, and then you create a profile if you don't have one, or you just pretty much go and log in if you already have an account like me. So I already have an account, so I will just click on you create your registration if you don't have one. There you go. You log in, and then you create a new application. This is again very quick too. I will go through the process very quick. You need to make your payment now. So you select the right center. Then this is also important. Select the right thing, right? So you need to do renunciation of Indian citizenship and select the right category again. So you're naturalized after June 1st, 2010 and does have a stamp. That is not true. And then you select after June 10th and does not have a stamp. So this is the right option. You select postal, and again, I preferred the online payment. Again, it saves you a trip from going to the bank and getting a money order or a banker's check, right? It's as simple as that. So you just go to the next step. You add a customer. Again, you have to redo it for every application. It should just be one form. So I will just show you this. Again, keep that government ARN number handy from your government form that you printed. Fill it up here. Passport number. This is actually the new thing they added, which wasn't existing. This information hover. I actually was confused a bunch of times with what passport number should I put here. But I think now they have clearly clarified for renunciation. Enter U.S. passport. So enter your foreign passport number. Enter your details, date of birth, your passport expiry. Again, for renunciation, enter passport expiry of the foreign passport. Select your nationality. So now, it should be simple, because in this they will not have India on the drop down. So they assume that you have already acquired a different nationality. So don't get confused on that. Select whatever country is applicable to you. You can select United States if that's what you have, and then you can fill in your details, your correct gender, your dad's full name, same as what is on your passport. Again, very straightforward. Your email ID, your state, and again, if you ask here what is the state, your state of residence, they have put this information mark amazingly simple. Select whatever right here. Do you have your most recent passport in possession? If you have it, do yes. If not, I think there you might have to give in a couple of other documents which I mentioned previously. And then the expiration of the most recent Indian passport, clearly mentioned. And as I mentioned, date of naturalization. So enter the date of naturalization and hit submit. So once you hit submit, you will see your name listed in your profile itself, that this is a application form. You complete your payment, and then it's pretty easy. If you made the payment online, you click on download courier labels, and you should be generating your shipping label. So you put all of these things together and go to FedEx or the designated mailing courier, and put it in the acceptable box or the envelope. They give you pictures of what you need to do. Once you do that, you go to your VFS, go to FedEx and just ship it. Within a day or two, you should receive notifications of they have received your package and they are working on it. So very straightforward. I wanted to keep it short and hope you guys like this. And happy applying. I know this is an emotional process. Renunciation is not easy. It's emotionally draining, but I had to do it, and I will tell you why I did this, and also ways that I can still have access to go to India as an Indian citizen. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys like this. Give me a thumbs up, and also comment if any questions arise when you watch it, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. So be safe, get your vaccine. I actually got mine recently. So help each other, help your neighbors, especially back in India. When I'm actually shooting this video, the situation is very bad there. So I hope we get vaccines to as many people as we can, so we kind of build that immunity around our community. So stay safe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.